Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has directed newly elected members of parliament and senators to assemble in parliament on August the 31st when they will be sworn into office. In a special issue of the Kenya Gazette dated August 23rd, Uhuru, in exercise of powers granted to him under Article 126(2) of the Constitution, summoned the first sitting of the 12th Parliament, where the members will elect their respective speakers and deputy speakers. The swearing-in of members and election of the speakers and deputy speakers are the only agenda for the first sitting of the two houses. The notification by the president opens the door for the respective clerks of the houses to consequently issue the gazette notifying the public of the fact and inviting those interested to contest the positions of the speakers and deputy speakers to collect their nomination papers. This into perspective, let's now link up with our senior parliamentary reporter, Patrick Amimos, joining us live from Parliament. Patrick, so in a week's time, about 348 members will officially assume office?
Thank you. The president has used his powers under the currently he's exercising what you call a temporary incumbency of the presidency, and that is just used his powers to invoke Article 126 subsection 2 to convene the House, the sitting of the 12th Parliament. According to that article, the House, the new Parliament should be in place within 30 days, and this means that because we did our elections on August 8th, the new House should have been in place by 7th September, but it appears the president has decided to at least call the House at least a week before that particular date. And what will happen on that Thursday is that it will be an afternoon session, 2:30, according to the standing orders of the House, parliamentary sitting hours. We have morning sessions and afternoon sessions. So this time around on Thursday, it will be an afternoon session at 2:30 p.m. when all those MPs-elect will be expected to convene at the National Assembly for the swearing-in process. What will happen is that the clerk of the National Assembly will then administer an oath for all the MPs-elect, both in both houses, that's the Senate and the National Assembly. The clerk of the National Assembly will be the one leading the swearing-in ceremony, assisted by the clerk of the Senate, because it will be a joint sitting of Parliament. And what after that, after every person will have gotten their oath of office, then members will move ahead to elect the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker, because according to the Article 106 subsection 2 of the Constitution, this vacancy in the Speaker's office exists once there's there's a new House in place. So now that the new House will be convened on the 31st, it will mean that there will be a vacancy in the office of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker in both houses. So we expect the clerk of the National Assembly, together with that of the Senate, to issue a gazette notice declaring a vacancy in this particular two positions, so that interested members can also submit the applications and nominations for this particular day on the 30th or the 31st. And for you to qualify as a speaker, you must be supported by at least 20 MPs elect. So those who have expressed interest in capturing that position for the speaker and or the deputy speaker that will be on offer in both houses, then they'll have to start recruiting, getting signatures for at least 20 MPs elect, because that will be very, very critical on that particular 31st for them to be elected. And for you to be elected a speaker, you must at least be qualified to be a member of Parliament, but not necessarily a sitting member of Parliament, because speakers are elected outside MPs elected. But for the deputy speaker, you must be an elected member of Parliament. That's how the standing orders provide. So that will be the agenda for that Thursday, and it will be the only agenda, swearing in of members elect to take office as state officers, because it is a requirement under our constitution, and they cannot effectively discharge their duties before they take oath of office. So that Thursday date is very, very critical for them to come and attend and take that oath of office in order to start executing their mandate. But then there is also other pending business, because yesterday we saw IEBC publish a gazette notice of all MPs elect, at least 289 for the National Assembly, because one constituency in Kisii County could not hold the election because of after one of the aspirants died prior to the August 8th election. So IEBC postponed that election. So we'll have in the National Assembly 289 89 MPs elect will be sworn in on that 31st. But for the Senate, we've seen IBC also publish the Gazette notice of those who have been elected to the Senate, either as and also that is in place. But the other pending issue is to do with the party lists, because we saw the political parties dispute tribunal. People went to complain to it about the way the nomination list was done by parties, and the tribunal decided that political parties should make their lists clear. Up to date, that list for the nominees has not been done, and we expect it's what IBC will be working on probably by next week, either Monday or Tuesday. We expect the IBC to have come up with a list of party nominees to ensure that there is a smooth process as we go towards the Thursday date. So that is what is happening, Akisa. And after that particular election, after members will have taken their oath and elected their speakers and deputy speakers, then this deputy speaker after that will now consult with the leadership of the parliament and the presidency on when they will have the first official sitting, or the first of that is the first official opening of parliament, which traditionally has to be addressed by the president. So after that election, then they'll have to sit back and now decide with the speakers of both houses, with the leadership of parliament, on when we'll now have the first official sitting of the 12th parliament, which will be addressed by the president. Akisa?